Hello everyone. Today we are going to start the topic diversity in the living world. Before opening the textbook, just observe your surroundings. You can see plants, insects, birds, animals, and human beings. This simple observation itself shows us that life on Earth is highly diverse. Not only the organisms we can see, but many microscopic organisms are also present all around us. These microorganisms cannot be seen with our naked eyes. As we increase the area of observation, the number and the variety of organisms also increase. For example, a dense forest shows much greater diversity than a small garden, right? Now that we have understood the living organisms show a huge variety, let us understand an important term related to its diversity. Each different kind of plant, animal, or microorganisms is called species. Scientists have identified and described around 1.7 to 1.8 million species so far. This enormous variety of living organisms present on Earth is known as biodiversity. It is important to remember that biodiversity is not fixed. New organisms are continuously being discovered as scientists explore new areas and even previously known regions. So far, we discussed the diversity of life and biodiversity. Now, a question arises: how do we identify and talk about these organisms? In our daily life, we usually use local or common names for plants and animals. These names differ from place to place. The same organisms may have different names in different regions, which creates confusion. To avoid the confusion and to ensure uniformity all over the world, scientists introduced a standard naming system. This scientist process of giving a universal name to an organism is called nomenclature. However, naming is possible only after the organism is properly recognized and described. This process of recognition an organism correctly is known as identification. So, first identification is done and then nomenclature is carried out. To ensure that the same rules are followed worldwide, scientists follow internationally accepted codes. Plants are named according to International Code for Botanical Nomenclature as ICBN. Similarly, animals are named according to the International Code of Zoological Nomenclature known as ICZN. These codes ensure that each organism has only one scientific name and that no two organisms share the same name. Now that we know organisms are named scientifically, let us understand how these scientific names are given. Biologists use a system called binomial nomenclature, which was introduced by Carlos Linnaeus. In this system, each organism is given a two-word scientific name. The first word represents the genus and the second word represents the species. For example, the scientific name of mango is Mangifera indica. In this name, Mangifera represents the genus while indica represents the species. There are certain rules that must be followed while writing scientific names. Biological names are generally written in lantern or lanternized. They are printed in italics, and when handwritten, both words are underlined separately. Now that we understood naming, let us move to another important concept, which is classification. Since it is not possible to study millions of organisms individually, scientists group organisms into categories based on similarities and dissimilarities, which is differences. This process is called classification. Classification helps us to study organisms in simple and systematic manner. Now let us understand taxa. The groups formed during classification are called taxa. Taxa exist at different hierarchical levels. For example, animals, mammals, and dogs are all taxa, but they represent different levels. A dog belongs to mammals, and mammals belong to animals. Now that we understood taxa, let's get into taxonomy. The scientific study that includes identification, nomenclature, and classification of organisms is called taxonomy. Modern taxonomy is based on the study of external and internal structure, cell structure, development process, and ecological information of organisms. Now let us understand a broader term related to taxonomy. Systematics is the study of the diversity of an organisms along with their evolutionary relationship. The term systematics is derived from the Latin word systema, meaning systematic arrangement. Linus used the title Systema Nature for this publication. Today, systematics includes identification, nomenclature, classification, and evolutionary relationships. I have given today's class detailed notes, remembering tricks, and practice questions with answers in the description box. Don't miss it. That's it for today's video. In next class, we will continue with taxonomic categories. If you understood today's explanation, make sure you like this video, share it with your friends, and subscribe to our channel for more and clear concepts based biology lessons.